This is killer, dude.
Resistance is futile.
There we go. Hey, look who just landed in the Den of Sin, Oakland's magical getaway. Right here at Studio 54th Street. This is where I live, David Barrett, the host of Entertainment Getaway. And I want to thank you, Brian Miller from Frightmare, lead singer. Been around since '85. He's going to give you some history on his time in New York, Florida, and the Bay Area, and even LA, as he's lived in all places and saw many shows over the years. So let's just get right into the formation and the history of Frightmare. And for one, being a big fan of horror movies, of course, you know, I love Fright Night. I love all horror films. I go to horror conventions. Was that any reason behind the name Frightmare? And give us the history of Frightmare.
Okay, well, the history of Frightmare goes like this. The original band I was in 1985 with drummer Chris Reifert and some other guys from high school at the time, we had the Burnt Offering. We were in Burnt Offering, and we did a demo. We did actually 3 different demos, and then the third demo winded up being the Burnt Offering Frightmare demo. And that went on for about a year. After we put the demo out, we stayed together for about a year, and then we kind of all went our own way. There was a lot of family issues going on with everybody, and you know, we were young, 18 and 19, still living at home, still trying to find out what we were going to do in life. But basically the history is, after Burnt Offering disbanded, me and Chris winded up going our own way, and I took the name Frightmare from the Burnt Offering demo, which I came up with Frightmare and the lyrics to the song that we added to the demo ultimately, and we just branched off. And for about 8 months, we had a bunch of songs we wrote. We played them. We played like parties. We never really played a live show. We played outdoor at a couple little events, nothing big. But Chris would wind up leaving the band after about 8 months, and I would wind up going into kind of hibernation and not doing much. And he would go on to record the Death Mutilation demo with Chuck, and then go on to record Scream Bloody Gore. So he kind of went his own way and branched off.
And he was part of Autopsy too, you said?
He was part of Autopsy too.
Cool.
Founding member.
Look it up. The history is rich in this great metal world, and showing you how pieces come together. Just like the shirt you're wearing, Blind Illusion. There's been so many famous members in that, from Andy Gallion of Death Angel to Les Claypool, Larry Lalonde, Primus, to everybody. Doug Piercy, Heathen, our guy Tom Gears, our record producer, bass player extraordinaire. So we want to show the people that, yeah, there are still actually physical copies of stuff, which I will be a compact disc collector forever. So here's what Brian's talking about, and let him take that over. That's the demo he's talking about with Chris. And where can people hear that online or go to?
Well, Headbangers Records out of Holland, they have these available, and that's pretty much the main way to get it. It's not on YouTube, unfortunately, this particular demo. You can go on YouTube and actually listen to the original demo that was issued in 1985, the cassette, which this sounds 10 times better than the original source, actually. But yeah, you can check it out. I mean, you know, see what you guys think of it.
What are some standout tracks that people, if they were going to go right to it, would you say is your moment, man?
The standout tracks on this particular disc, I would say Death and Violence. I would say Wired. I would say Animal Instinct. And I would also say Frightmare.
Right on. And any shows that you played behind that, and what venues? Because this has taken us back to, you know, old school. Were you in the Bay Area at this time, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So name the venues and some standout shows with this particular lineup on that record.
Alrighty, we did multiple shows at Ruthie's Inn, for one. We played several parties for people that we knew, like where a lot of people showed up. Mainly several parties, didn't do a lot, but like Ruthie's Inn and stuff, those are really memorable shows with a lot of good bands. Played with Death Angel, Blind Illusion.
Wow. History is rich. If you don't know, Ruthie's Inn Exodus started there, Slayer, all the greats played there through first, second, third wave of thrash metal. And here you go. Frightmare was part of that back then. I mean, these guys are old school. We also got to mention one of my favorite artists, Lance from Schizo. Brian, Lance, these guys go way back into the Bay Area history, and it's just as important as Exodus and Laz Rocket. Right there with them, man. I mean, they're your peers, and they influence you, but you were right there in the trenches with that scene.
Yep.
So besides Ruthie's Inn, where else did you guys rock around that time?
Well, to be honest with you, it was a lot of like house parties and stuff more than anything.
That's
more than
cool.
it was playing other clubs.
Hey, Van Halen started out that way, and look at them where they went.
Yeah.
So house parties are awesome. I played my first house party just a few months ago with Mannequin Planet, and it was
Nice.
a bucket list moment. I had to check off a house party. I'm like, so well, let's get into so you said the band was on hiatus after this up to Snake Island or something in between that.
It was about a 25-year break where it was just laid dormant. Where we
And he never let the dream die. He comes back with this
always had it in the back of my mind to do it.
Snake Island right there, and you
Which
can
is
take that.
Snake Island is basically a compilation of 3 of our new songs, along with both Frightmare demos, where we did a bit of adjustments on the songs from 1987 that were originally recorded. So this is basically a compilation of everything. You get the best of both worlds on this CD. And this is available on Headbangers Records, and this is also on YouTube to listen to.
Right on. And where
available to check out.
what do they type up on YouTube to get that?
All you got to do is punch in Frightmare, Snake Island LP 2025.
Right on.
And it'll come up.
And we have to mention, because we love this guy. He makes things happen for the local bands, and he's a major player in the scene. Tom Gears from Subterranean Studio. Mannequin Planet was in there recording their record. Frightmare right before us with Snake Island, So if you want to hire a real down-to-earth, humble guy who has a great work ethic, and he's such a great bass player and producer. His name's Tom Gears, and you can get in touch with him all over Facebook to hire this man to be in your producer chair. So how is it working with Tom at Subterranean Studio, Oakland? How was the experience, man, laying these tracks down after a 25-year hiatus? That's amazing.
To be honest with you, Tom was completely easygoing during the whole recording. He had a lot of good input and suggestion, and it was just easy working with him.
Right on.
He was just one of the guys, you know what I mean? It's like I knew him for years, even though I had never recorded with him, but had seen him in Blind Illusion perform and got to know him like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I didn't know how it was going to go at first, but it was a breeze. Can't wait to go back and record with him.
Yeah, and in case you don't know, one of the many players in Blind Illusion, Tom Gears, became the bass player with Andy on drums and Doug Piercy from Heathen on guitar. So there was a Death Angel, old school Bay Area all over. And Tom was a bass player, and they did Wrath of the Gods. I want to say recorded at Subterranean Studio. George Anderson, who's in the band From Hell and Down Factor, he's a music video director for hire. Not only did videos for Blind Illusion during this time, so check your history about Tom, Blind Illusion, Ancient Mariner, his Iron Maiden cover band, and his new supergroup with members of Heathen, Exodus, and Death Angel and Hyrax called Nefarious. Their album's out now, so we always have to pump up Tom for what he does. And so that was a good experience. And you guys, what shows stand out for, let's say, 2025? Because you were doing shows the whole time, right?
Well, over the last 4.5 years, we probably did about 30 plus shows. And
what are some highlights of where you played and other bands you may have played with that you can think of?
One that stands out to me is the Schizo 40th anniversary show.
Oh man,
at Phoenix Theater.
Lanso, Puke Boy.
That's one. Another one I would have to say is Vinnie's in Concord, because that's my stomping ground. I grew up in that area, and to play there, knowing how difficult it is to get into Vinnie's to play, not everyone could just get in. You got to deal with the process of getting in, and that takes a little time going through the channels.
Who were you on the bill with? Wasn't it -6?
It was -6. Who else was it? It was one other one. Oh, it was Hellbender.
Oh, cool. We love
Good guys. Good guys.
Bill, Dollar Bill from Santa Rosa. Another, partner in crime with Lance. They're Santa Rosa guys. Check for Hellbender. Great lineup. I just interviewed Sid, and Dollar Bill's on my list to interview because he's got a lot of old school stories too from back in the day. With Lance and Schizo. So, wow, that's pretty awesome. So Vinny's and
Vinny's in Concord and Phoenix Theater.
Phoenix Theater for a 420 event, right?
Yeah.
Lots of good pot. And
on the Y in Sacramento was memorable too. We did a couple of those.
Okay, who was on that bill with you?
On that bill, it was Subtitle Tension, I guess they're called, or something like that.
Where was this at in Sacramento?
This was on the Y. It's
okay.
a bar there. It's called the Y.
All right.
And we did a couple shows there. We were going to do a third show there, but unfortunately, the air conditioner went out, and it had been brutally hot for 2 weeks in Sacramento, so they canceled the show because there was no air inside the bar. But and there was a Davis show we did that stands out too, which was a bunch of unknown bands, like real young people, real young kids and shit.
But you see how committed you have to be in a band. You go all the way out to Davis. So yeah.